What's your name?
Natahsa.
Where are you from?
I'm from Wellsboro, Pennsylvania.
How old are you?
24, just recently.
Okay. And how you find yourself down here in Kensington?
Suicide and depression. And it hurt so bad, no one would help me. No one would help me. And then I got kidnapped when I was 17.
What happened there?
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it?
You'll think that moment of relief is gonna help. But all it does is shove it down. It makes it worse. You hurt everyone you love.
I love you, bro. Be safe.
You become a different person. I've literally done anything and everything I said I would never do. I got high as soon as I delivered it. So, because that was more important. I relapsed. I didn't know older yet.
Where do you sleep at?
I usually don't sleep. I usually try not to sleep anywhere. And when I do, I want the people as a team. Nobody wants to talk to me. Nobody likes me here. I'm literally all alone in Philadelphia.
In your face, I see you got a mark on your side.
I got beat up and then I don't know what happened. I thought if I did meth, I would not need dope. Before I left, I was like I kind of gave it to God and was like, you know what I don't know, because I thought I was gonna get out and be fine, and obviously I wasn't.
Yeah.
So I just was thankful and just went to sleep. In the booking process and everything, I just went to bed.
Yeah.
And I went back up and I was so depressed. Not because I was still in jail and that I had to go to another prison and I didn't know what was going on, but because I fucked up mentally and relapsed before I even did it. And I was just oh my God, all the work that I did and all the scripture and the trying, thank you, and everything that I worked on the past month is bullshit. It has to be bullshit, right? And I'm trying to convince myself that it was real. But I'm I can't do this again. So I waited and the next jail came and got me. And I threw myself into every class I could do. Every counseling, I went to every church just to get the one-on-ones that you could sign up for. And I mean, I talked. I read self-help books. I went to the library and tried to figure out my higher power, Muslim, Wicca, Catholic, whatever, Christianity, I went into anything because I wanted, for one, I wanted to find the peace that I had in the beginning when I first went to jail and was just gave it up and gave it to my higher power. To everything that I could, anything possible. I mean, I ended up talking to my family and was you don't have to send me commissary, but it'd be really cool if you did. Mm-hmm. Or if it's just, you just want to send me some books, stuff like that. And I guess they ended up hearing I denied the Ambrosia rehab because I ended up getting approved to go before I got sentenced.
Yeah.
And that of course is I could get sentenced and have to come back to jail. And all this other stuff, and I was just I don't want to do that. And I'm I can't go to Ambrosia. And it was this big thing, because now they're oh, are you denying rehab? And I'm no, you don't understand,
denying
that's
rehab.
That's where I just came from. I'm and I want a Christian-based rehab. And they're oh, well, we're looking into Teen Challenge and whatever, and because my mom suggested it. And I was fuck it, the longer the better, I don't care, you know what I mean? So I ended up going to going to all my classes, and of course jail's jail, but it was at Chester County, and Chester County was actually, I think it was a very decent jail. It was very nice. It was very nice, and they had a lot of support and stuff like that. And I ended up having like a lot of health problems while I was there because Maryland, obviously coming from the street, Maryland like didn't care about it and didn't do nothing. And I went to Chester County and they just loaded me up with like all these tests, and I ended up finding out all these health problems, and I was like,
It's
or
amazing
at least
all
I
the damage
know.
we do to our body when we're
Yeah.
ripping and running, right? And,
Yeah.
and a lot of times we don't even feel that stuff because we're ripping and running.
Right, and just from ripping and running on the streets of Kensington and going to eating 3 square meals a day,
Yeah.
my stomach was trash.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yep.
it was horrible. It was horrible. I was in so much pain, just from like they said, like my digestion
Yeah.
just couldn't digest the food because it didn't know how to.
Yeah. And that stuff, like, only people that share what we share know what we're talking. They're like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
like it's been like 6 months now, and
Thank you, bro.
I still feel like
Can you get a soda?
Yeah, he's right. Do you have like a cup of water, a glass of water I can get from you?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I still feel like I am like trying to like figure out the health thing, because then you know you get sober in jail and you start to get the feeling like, you know, like the grieving process. You go through like the grieving process of like, oh, I fucked up and this is what
All
I
that
did,
guilt.
and then you gotta overcome that.
For me, that's some of the worst stuff, is that guilt that we feel. You know what I mean? That guilt is
Like knowing everything you've done and like knowing that like you're gonna try to come back from that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, in Chester County after I left Maryland, I was like working on so much. Like my grandma, she sent me this Just for Today thing in jail, and I'll tell you later. I absolutely fell in love with it, you know, and I really, really wanted it because we didn't get to Just for Today a lot. We only got it when we went to the class, and that one was only once a week.
That's one of my favorite books to read.
Yeah.
What is
Just
it?
for Today.
Just for Today.
For that?
Yeah.
So I read a lot of books when I was in jail. And I waited a couple months to read anything that was like fantasy or anything like that. Like first it was like I had to be okay with myself
Yeah.
before I could like read anything that was not helpful in some way, because my goal was to not waste any time in jail and to use it, because this is the only time I'm ever gonna have to only focus on myself and not have any concerns. And people are like, aren't you concerned about court? I'm like, no, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care.
Listen, everything you're explaining right now, the last time that I went to prison, that's what I felt. Where I was like, I don't have time. I don't have time to waste. I already wasted enough time. Everything you're saying, it was like, it's time to buckle down and sort of get that tunnel vision. And that's exactly what you're explaining.
Yeah, and I was so scared. My biggest fear, I mean, I would cry like hysterically on the phone and being like, what if this isn't real? Like, what if I'm kidding myself? Like, what if this is all a lie? What if I'm not really changing? What if I just am doing this because it's jail? You know what I mean? Like, and it was so scary for me. So I really tried. I read books like The Divine Purpose and stuff by C.S. Lewis and stuff like that, and then I was struggling with like the higher power thing in jail too, because like I believed in God and stuff like that with my dad, but then I also like had other feelings about other stuff, and I ended up just kind of, I talked to my grandma on the phone, and she ended up saying, if you'll be ready to change when you've decided you suffered enough. And that was like the end of it right there. Like as soon as she said that, it was done. Like I was like, I just started crying, and I was like, I've suffered enough. And I realized that my bottom didn't have to, like, I didn't know where my bottom was. Like I was trying to find my bottom, like out there so hard
Yeah.
to be at my wit's end, and it just seemed like it just got farther down and farther down, and it just didn't end. And I was like, everyone's like, oh, your bottom's gonna be death, and I'm like, yeah, I'll go fuck, you know what I mean? But I ended up, when she said that, I was like, oh my God, like I can choose that this can be over. Like I thought it was like something that like happened from like the sky. Like I was like,
the sky
this
parts.
is my bottom. Like no, that's not it. Like it's a decision, and like it's still a decision even today, like every day.
Absolutely it is.
You know what I mean?
100% it is.
After you got clean, have you ever looked at it from like different point of perspective, like male fiends and female fiends? We would go steal, like to get our shit. Like we would break things, steal shit, burn our bridges with our family, take money. You know what I mean? 'Cause, like we the guys, like girls, they can just have sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
the girls have it a lot harder.
yeah. Oh no, I was gonna say that.
They, in one sense, it's sort of a little bit easier, but they, you know, it's a
they're
little
not like
easier
that.
to come by, but it's super.
Yeah.
Girls in addiction.
Even if they had money, a lot of them are like, no,
Yeah.
I just want to, you know what I mean? Like, that's what a couple of my friends went through. Like, I got money, you talking about? I'm not like that. I don't fucking, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, but if they get down with it, then they get it, you know what I mean? With the guys, we had to go rob, steal, cheat, and stuff like that. So we got charges, criminal charges.
Yeah.
Like females, the only time they got charges when they were with somebody else that was doing stupid shit. The guys just,
I think legally, we get the bad end of it. Maybe morally and emotionally, the girls get the worst of it.
oh yeah, well they're emotional anyway from the gate, and drugs just numbed it.
Yeah.
And postpone their shit. And then once it's like, oh my God, see, to us, it's like, oh, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
We don't care. But to them, it's like, oh my God, somebody's gonna think this.
Yeah,
Or, oh my God, how can I be that
Yeah,
again?
it's a whole different.
And really, they're the same person that they were. Like, they're just
100%.
beautiful, just as sweet. Like, she knows, she said, the only thing is now she knows what pain is,
Yeah.
what fucking gutter is,
Yeah.
and what disrespect. You know what I mean? Like, now she knows she's stronger now because of it. You know?
Absolutely.
That's what I try to tell her. She's a beautiful girl, she's a sweetheart,
Absolutely.
and her character's not changed. I never knew her back then, but the character she is now, she's not a thief, she's loyal, decent, respectful, to get your back. Like, that's, name women like that. Name them.
That's not how it was.
Yeah.
But they might not.
The same person we are. You know what I mean? Never. Like, you know, it's just the way it goes. When we're in our addiction, we're not the same person. You know, everything goes out the window.
We don't think about if it's hurting this person. We just think about, it's fine, I'll make it up later, and I'm gonna feel good right now.
Yeah. And a lot of times we'll think, okay, we're not gonna, you know, like, if we're gonna steal from somebody, oh, they'll never know it's me. And sometimes we'd be like, I don't even care if they know it's me.
I don't even care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I
don't
don't
care.
even care if they know it's me.
I ain't come up with dumbass reason why, like, oh, he just said hi when I wait till the other day.
Yeah, we always look for justifications.
Something stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, he said hi to my girl the other day and looked
That's
kind of
just the way
funny.
it is.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. So, are you on the Vivitrol shot now?
No, I'm not on anything right now.
Look how dope that is.
Yeah.
Look how dope that is.
I actually have a drug and alcohol eval tomorrow.
She wants to get on a maintenance thing, but if she's been doing, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see why you would be on something. And Vivitrol maybe, but
Vivitrol
not like
is,
nothing on herself.
yeah, Vivitrol. I was on Vivitrol for the first 6 months when I got clean. I was on Vivitrol. I wouldn't be clean right now if it wasn't for those first 6 months. And there was a time in my addiction where I was like 3 years, 2.5 years in, and I started taking losses. Like, I had family members that died. I had a lot of people around me that was dying, and I started feeling messed up again.
And
So
you
I
start
said,
realizing how things change.
yep, I had to I had to call my doctor and get back on Vivitrol again. You know what I mean? And then that was
So Vivitrol
in like
worked?
September. Yeah, that shit worked 100% for me.
Yeah,
and then
did
when
it.
I felt
It
better,
worked really good for me, but I
Yeah.
was also,
I was on it for
I mean, I was like this clean when I did Vivitrol before.
yeah.
So, I just don't want to,
She's afraid her mentality is a little stronger than the Vivitrol is going to be. She's afraid that I don't know, she's afraid that it's not going to be as strong.
yeah, I'm afraid that I'll still,
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of going back.
And that's all right. Like, who isn't? Listen, I got almost 4 in September. I have 4 years.
4?
Yeah.
I got 3 of them, a little quick.
Congratulations. I have built so much, and I'm still scared. I don't get no I can go to Philly. I don't get no cravings, no urges, none of that. But I'm scared.
I'm on subs, so it's not really the same.
Yeah, but it's for me. A lot of people.
I'm not doing dope in person.
Exactly. A lot of people like to do that, like to be like, all right, if you're on Vivitrol, it's not clean. If you're on subs, it's not. For me, whatever keeps a needle out of your arm or a pipe out of your mouth is clean. You know, who is anybody else to judge?
See, I was a downer. I never did uppers.
Yeah,
I might sniffed a couple here and there at coke, but I never liked the come down, so I was always into the perks.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I would do 4 or 5 30s and not feel nothing, and I see a dude do a $10 bag, and he goes, I'm like, let me get that, let me try that. And all of a sudden, oh, okay, this is more healthier than that. Like,
yep, that's the way it is.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'd feel more comfortable if I was on the Vivitrol shot for right now because I'm so fresh out.
Yep. And you know, I wouldn't. Whatever you're feeling, that's our gut. 9 times out of 10 is not wrong. So whatever we're feeling, sometimes we gotta listen. I always think that's like God talking to us.
Like, you mean the first thought that comes in, like, yo, no.
That's God talking to us. You know what I mean? That's God talking. Because we get those feelings and we be like, damn, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. A lot of times we'll just brush it off, and be like, But I think that's God talking to us. We gotta learn to listen to those gut, and especially now where when we have the clarity that we have that being sober brings us, we also can play things through a little further.
Yeah.
Before, we're like, okay, if I get away, if I'm gonna go rob a store, and as long as I make it out the door, I'm good.
Right.
But we're not taking into consideration, okay, they got surveillance camera, all
Not
that.
at all.
We don't have it. Now we can think about that. Now we'd be like, I know before I get off that block, there's gonna be 10 different cameras on.
Right, yeah.
And pray on it. Whoever you choose to, pray on it. Don't make those decisions or dismiss anything right away. Now, if there's stuff that I want to do or a decision I want to make, I learned to pray on it, and I don't have to make the decisions right away.
But I believe there's a higher power. I don't necessarily believe in every single thing that's said or what everybody else thinks and interprets. But like at one time I thought that when everybody died, if they were bad, they came back as trees. So they would have to stay in one place and just be bored.
Yeah. But
that's just I don't know. I believe there's a higher power. I don't know what's happening.
To me, I think some of the positions I put myself in, that there has to be a higher power. Like, it's not because some of the positions I've been in and that I'm alive now and in good favor and the blessings I have, for me, I feel like I'd be naive to think it's because I work hard. Of course, I work hard and I do what I'm supposed to do, but that's a small percentage of it. Because I know people that work way harder than me, but maybe they aren't as fortunate or as blessed as me, and I think that's when God's favor comes in. That I know there's people at McDonald's right now that's working 10 times harder than me.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know what I mean? But maybe their relationship with God isn't as strong, so that's where things sort of separate for me.
I feel like
Here's the thing.
my best thinking got me to where I was. Mm-hmm. So I say, if you think I'm fucked up now, wait till you hear my ideas, because that just goes on a whole different rampage. Like, I didn't get myself here. Like, I got myself here, but I didn't get to this point today being sober and wanting sobriety on my own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, if it was up to a random act of what? A random act of luck. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd probably be doing like 7 years. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And the same way that you said, you didn't do it all, we didn't get to where we were at in our addiction alone either. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of times, there's a lot of trauma that we experience when we're young that helps to mold and dictate the way we look at things and the decisions we make and the way we respond and feel to certain things. That's just the way it is. You know, and then especially when we're in our addiction, we start we have others that exploit that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And,
That's what I hate.
And I know that because for me, I started off selling drugs. The first time I sniffed a bag of dope, it wasn't because I was like, oh, I'm spending too much money on perk. First time I sniffed a bag of dope, I had $50,000 in cash in my safe. You know what I mean?
Right.
I did it. It wasn't a shortage of money. I did it because the perks weren't doing it.
Right.
So, you know, and I could go and buy another 100 perks or whatever. I did it because it just wasn't filling that void. You know, that the perks weren't cutting it anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've learned since. I mean, I've been in rehabs. I've done like long term and all that stuff. But like this time, it's always this time. But I mean, this time I like watching the videos from Kensington and following you and like just little things, like even like talking to him or you know whatever it is. It just, you know, on my own, I would have been high already. You know what I mean? Like I need, for me, like I need to just for today. I need to talk to a sponsor. I have to either, you know, go to church or I have to talk to people and communicate.
Yeah. I understand the talk and have to communicate, but you're a lot stronger than you think you are.
I know.
And that's always the way it is. You know what I mean? A lot of times people, and I was having this conversation with somebody yesterday, a lot of times we sell ourselves short and people see in us potential that we don't even see. You gotta turn that down, Bobby.
Yeah, she's live.
A lot, yeah.
Positive and live all the time.
A lot of
There's one
times.
person that wouldn't get along with her.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
what she don't understand is a lot of people didn't let the drugs change their character in certain ways. Like they didn't become rapists or women. You know what I mean? Like I didn't when I sold low. You know what I mean? I never had the 50,000 stashed away, but I never took advantage either. Like when somebody didn't have it and they offered, I'd be like, hey, just take this and take it later. You know what I mean? Because I knew 6 months ago I tried to hit. She didn't want to have problems. She didn't want it. So now she got problems. She wants it. So now I'm not like that. So I was always good and decent that way, so I never got told on when they did their raids up there. 3 people got told on, and 3 of the chicks, 2 of them said they didn't tell on me or say my name, because 2 of them turned CI.
Yeah.
And they both said they didn't tell me because I never tried to make them go low or nothing. So, and to me, I always kept my respect even getting high. Like I always knew there were certain boundaries I wouldn't cross. I wouldn't take advantage of certain things or certain people or prey on the weak. But like there was times where I'd kick myself like, man, I know there was money in that purse, but that old lady small, I just couldn't do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there were certain things, like, made me realize, like, damn, I'm becoming, thinking about it like that. Even just wanting to do that made me feel like a scumbag. And I got a conscience, man. So if I do something I know is wrong, I feel bad, depending on what it is. Like, if I hurt somebody and they deserved it, I don't feel bad at all.
Yeah.
But that's something else. You know what I mean? And I'm just mature now, not mature, but I've had enough of shit.
Yeah.
My last time in jail, I was like, every day was so long and stretched out. I was like, how did I do this? Why? And it's like, I just had enough is enough. For one little line and 20 minutes of a feeling, now I'm 6 months in on a violation for something stupid. Like, I thought my dad was died one time I was in there. Luckily, I got home and he died within a couple months of me getting out, but that would have did something too. Like, there was a lot of different things. Like, I'm trying to explain to her it's not just certain things that she thinks is gonna relapse her or bother her. It's just her being in her head realizing what did bother her and get her to relapse before. But now she knows that, and she's already seen what life is without drugs and being clean. There's nobody in her face talking shit or trying to go. She's trying to spend money here and there. She's not broke. Yeah. She actually likes work. She does a great job on floors. Like, she does better carpenter work than I do, and most fucking guys. So she's a beast. Like, and not only does she got the sweet personality to be a lady, she can fucking get it with the guys. So like, she got the best in fucking both worlds. Yeah. And she's staying clean. Like, she's already got nice clothes. She's already collecting things. Like, she's already realizing she can accumulate and do better.
That stuff will come. That stuff will come. We just have to, you know, one thing that's guaranteed in life, if we put the work in, the results will come 100% guaranteed. I can promise you that. if you put the work in, the results will come. And that goes both positive and negative.
Yeah, that's.
How does it make you feel hearing somebody talk good about you and say positive things about you? Because I see your face smiles, but a lot of times it can make us feel good, but at the same time it's a little uncomfortable. Do you feel uncomfortable at all when you hear him say those good things and compliment you? Does that make you feel uncomfortable? Or are you?
I did, but I'm growing and learning to accept that stuff.
Okay.
I think some of the stuff she realizes and didn't realize before, and then when it's said, then she's like, oh yeah, okay, that is me. You know what I mean? Like she's got to realize who she is as a person, realize everything I just said is facts.
Yeah.
Like there's no like, she's definitely a little. I haven't even known her that long, but she's in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Like I trust her with everything.
Yeah.
I share like she's already done got me fucking with her. Like she's good. Like she ain't got to worry about getting high. You know what I mean? You're good.
So give a piece of advice, because you know a lot of people in Kensington watch the channel, a lot of people that are out there getting high. What would you say to them? To those people that are out there that you know, or maybe the people that are just going out there, what would you say to them?
I would say, I don't know what I would say. I would say that as far as how I felt when I was out there was that I felt like I had no way out. And even though people were trying to give me a way out and help me, I didn't think it was possible for me. And I would hear people go like, oh, I was here and now I'm not. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's those kind of people who win the fucking lottery. That's not me. Like, I'm gonna die out here. Like, I've accepted that. Like, that is my goal right now. And now, it is not easy at all. I mean, it's definitely easier than Kensington. I mean, again, I don't know how much worse it can get than that. But I watch the channel. I watch the videos. I see the people that are out there that not even that I vibe with, just that like I saw struggle. When I tried to help them when I could, or I just felt their pain, because even when I was out in Kensington, I still felt things, and I tried to numb it more and more and more, because I really cared about people out there, and it fucked me up. Like I got into bad situations trying to help people and care. And like one thing that people would say, like, you don't belong out here, you're not like those people. And I'm like you don't understand, like you don't know me, like you don't know where I've been, you don't know where I'm from, and you don't know what's gonna happen to me later. But like these people out here, like I relate to them. I'd rather be here than in a diner with a whole bunch of people, because these people understand me. Like I know their pain. I feel it in their eyes. I can see them when they talk. I understand them. These are my people. You know what I mean? And I was so scared to leave that, because I felt like I drugged my body, my mind, my spirit through all this stuff, and I was scared to come out of it. Like I didn't think like the world, like these people out here, the norm, would like accept me now, because I was too broken, or I was too damaged, and I just felt really lost. But now when I see the people out there, because when I was out there, I thought I was just hurting me. I'm like, I'm not, it got worse, but of course it all starts with like, you don't steal, you don't do this, you don't do that. All your nevers become, I would never becomes, oh yeah, that I did that 20 times now. You know what I mean? So you do everything that you said you never would do, and there's just a new bottom. And when you hit that, you make that decision whether you're going to keep going or whether it's enough. And I understand that the unknown is the scariest shit that you'll ever face.